Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is all gone.
So you're supposed to take hits from people and then just walk away? I don't know if I can do it.
It's not about walking away. It's like you got to play the system against them.
Yeah.
The system is rigged against us.
Mm-hmm.
But you can play the rules of the system to win the battle.
You're trying to see me, you're trying to see me, you're trying to say what's up.
Your daughters, your 5-year-old daughters are asking, can we hear Pound Town? I'm playing them Princess Tiana ballet music. And they are asking me, can we hear Pound?
Hey, welcome back to Black Press. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Now let's get to it.
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome back.
I'm your Trish.
And I'm your boy, Mr. Define.
And we are
Black Press.
Thank you for watching. If this is your first time, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. So, what we got?
So we gonna hit you with these hot topics to talk about while we at Thanksgiving table. First of all, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you're eating good.
Yeah. And eat healthy too. Don't just, not because it's Thanksgiving means you have to.
I'm gonna eat a healthy portion.
Well, I'm gonna eat seconds, thirds, and
yeah. Make sure you balance it out. Also, make sure you ask who made the potato salad, because everybody's potato salad ain't good. Some people only eat their mama's potato salad.
Right.
So and also we're gonna give you some things to talk about at the table. Some things that we think are important to talk about. First thing I want to say is when it comes to politics, obviously they say don't talk about politics around the dinner table.
Yeah, that's not for the dinner table.
But I disagree.
Why?
Because the politics are very important in our actual life.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're not talking about it at the table when we're amongst family, how are things changing?
Yeah.
If everybody sticks to their own idea.
Mm-hmm.
So politics, I think politics should be respectfully talked about, to the point where we're talking about the issues and not trying to disparage one another.
Yeah.
But on a funny note, I was telling you this the other day, but I realized why Fannie Mae Willis is not fazed by everything that's going on with all the threats and all the stuff that the issues where she being attacked.
Mm-hmm.
You know why she's not fazed by it? Because when you grow up with a first name as Fannie, you done heard all the jokes. Your skin got to be real thick.
Yeah.
To grow up with a first name as Fannie. Like every time from kindergarten all the way up through probably college, when the teacher says Fannie, all the kids is laughing. all the kids is laughing. It's cute, but why would you wait? When you name your child Fannie, you have to realize that your child's gonna be ridiculed for her entire life.
It reminds me of Sally Mae, and then I think student loans.
So shout out to Fannie Mae Willis, a black woman that is holding these people accountable, be it the YSL or the Trump prior administration. She's holding them accountable, going after them, not being fazed by the threats, not being fazed by what people are saying. And that's the way we should be as black people. Do what you know is right to do, and don't worry about what everybody else say. Shout out to her.
Pretty much.
Happy Thanksgiving to her. So now another funny thing is a brawl that happened in Texas.
It's the new one?
Huh?
A new one?
A new brawl.
Okay.
Yeah. A new brawl that happened in Texas. It was pretty interesting. I'm gonna just show it to you guys and let you figure out what you think. So okay, first of all, did you realize who they were starting to put cuffs on?
Yeah.
It was the black kid.
Mm-hmm.
It
looked like the Marines threw their hands first.
No.
They didn't?
No, it was not. So what happened is at the beginning, the young lady threw the phone.
Mm-hmm.
She chucked his phone. She chucked his phone. There were some words that were said. Cause the Marine. First of all, I can't stand when, as a vet, I can't stand the fact that you are Marines in full dress uniform and you're going out to a club or a bar. That just annoys the crap out of me, because when you're in uniform, you are a representation of that branch of the military that you are serving. So why would you go out and be like that? Be dressed in full dress uniform. For one, well, I know why, because you can't, when you take a pass or be able to go off base when you're still in the training mode.
Yeah.
You have to be in full uniform. And they do that.
It's for reasons like that.
Yeah, they do that so that you would be less likely to come into an altercation or something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But you should not be sitting there recording a woman that you don't know or taking a picture of a woman that you don't know when you're in full uniform.
Yeah, you're not even supposed to take pictures.
Yeah. And it's these kids these days. And that's why I'm afraid. We should be afraid as Americans for what is coming across the world. Like I've said before, World War III, because everything that's adding up. I mean, we're just recently not attacking, but we're counteracting. No, but we're putting attacks on those in Iraq that are deemed to be of a threat to us, and Iran is not liking it, and that's one of the big five. So there's an issue going on that is very much so like the same issues that were coming up in World War II. But anyway, I digress. So the girl threw the phone. There were words had, and then the Marines were talking, and then one of the civilians threw hands. Civilian threw hands first, right? And then obviously one person throw hands, everybody throwing hands.
Yeah.
This part was funny to me though. Watch this. When the guy that was closest to the camera started right there. And the civilian dude threw like 3 punches, and Marine was like, ate that. soon as the Marine said, boom, guy started falling.
Mm-hmm.
A Marine ate 3 punches before he threw one, and the dude fell off that one. But it was just, for one, those Marines were wrong for being in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
For two, we got to start finding ways not to end up in altercations. But it's too many of us, and I understand because I was like
to
that.
Fight.
I was always ready.
Yeah,
if you
somebody
stay
run
ready,
up on
you
then,
stay ready. You ain't got to get ready.
She's in.
But and then I don't understand why all of those sheriffs were so close to the situation. How were they all able to swarm?
Anytime there's like a big gathering of especially African American people, there will always be like
right.
They'll be ready.
And then so what they did though, what happened? I'm gonna play it again.
Mm-hmm.
Or the end part. Watch how this happens. Look at that was a civilian.
Was closer to them though.
That was a civilian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so the thing is, when we are we have to understand that we need to have situational awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna throw the first punch when I see literally sheriffs right over there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also.
But even if you throw the first punch, or even if you don't throw the first punch, they're still liable to get you. Because
that could be
if
arguable.
it's two people that's involved, then
that could be arguable. Well,
you're gonna get caught up either way.
You can, and you cannot. There's smart ways to do things.
Yeah.
That's like so. That brings me to the idea of the Mississippi Brawl, the Mississippi Boat Brawl or River Boat Brawl. The co-captain, the co-captain, it got charged with assault.
That's the one that flung his hat, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
And the problem is when you do things like fling your hat, like you're gonna get charged if you choose to maintain the area where this altercation is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you stay and somebody pushes you and you, instead of calling 911, you go to engage that person.
But you have to, at some point you have to be able to defend yourself.
That's not defending yourself.
But
defending yourself is they are assaulting you and you have no choice but to fight back in order to get them off of you.
So you're supposed to take hits from people and then just walk away? I don't know if I can do it.
It's not about walking away. It's like you got to play the system against them.
Yeah.
The system is rigged against us. But you can play the rules of the system to win the battle. You engage in that person in full knowledge of knowing that you have decided that, okay, they pushed me. They didn't push me again, but now I'm going to fully decide that I'm going to fight them.
Okay, see, I can understand that, but if you have somebody coming at you, like, without stopping, then that's self-defense. Okay,
but when he got caught on camera choosing to, like, when you fling your hat, you have fully made a decision that you're going to engage in physical combat with this person, not because you're defending yourself, but because they have offended you by pushing you.
So you're an active participant.
Yes.
And engaging in.
Yeah. There's a point where there's a choice. There's a difference. There's a point. There's a line where you cross where there's a defense, self-defense, and participating in assault. And that's why he got charged. That's what happened in this situation. It's like, okay, those Marines should have completely removed themselves from that situation. They should not have, let's have this count. Nope. All right, we're going to get into something. It's time to go. Especially in uniform.
But it's hard to actually walk away from a potential fight, only because people will dig to the lowest low in order to get under your nerve, and in order to make you feel like a certain way. They'll start talking about your mom. They'll start talking about your look, who you with, how you are. But they'll go to the lowest of the lows just to unnerve you.
Right. And that's where we bring back into the conversation of emotional intelligence. When, especially right now for Thanksgiving, we're around the dinner tables, there's conversations being had and things trigger us in certain ways. And we have those cousins and those brothers or sisters that literally antagonize us, want to continually attack us. That's when we still bring in emotional intelligence. I understand that you're saying things that's pissing me off. Then I have to say, I'm pissed off. How am I going to react? That's the difference of emotional intelligence, because I'm choosing to act in this way, or I'm choosing to act in this way based off of my feelings, and I'm going to choose the best way to not end up having to whoop your tail. So let me change the conversation or remove myself from the situation.
Yeah, and that's the perfect way to go. I mean, the only person's actions you can control is yourself. So
Exactly.
if you're able to be strong enough to walk away from that fight or potential argument, then that's the best.
Yep. Big fact. All right. So Marines were wrong. Civilians were wrong. That's just the way it is. So this last piece on Diddy, obviously we've been talking about Diddy for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
But I saw something and it brought question, and hey, let's have a conversation during Thanksgiving. Is Diddy doing some crazy things?
Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you want to know what they all had in common, though? They were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. I'll Be Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is all gone. Just him.
Just him. Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah.
That she brings up some very good points.
She does. I mean, it could all be coincidence. We don't know for sure.
And,
but it's highly relative.
Yeah. Up until this point, I forgot Heavy D was even dead.
Yeah, he's a rapper. He always reminds me of Sinbad for some reason.
Because so all big light skinned men look the same, huh?
Yes.
That's so messed up. And did have like
It's true. I'm not gonna
That's
I'm not gonna deny it.
that's race
It's not.
colorist. I don't know, but I mean, it brings up a good point when everybody is gone, but you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you got to give it to him though. Diddy is smart.
Mm-hmm.
He's smart. He knew when to like go ahead and settle that case with Cassie.
Mhm.
And I don't know. She might not be unalive. She might be unalived one day too.
Yeah, but he's good. He's been up in high spirits,
Yeah.
dancing,
That's
going to concerts,
Yeah.
basketball games,
yeah,
and then also he's receiving backlash from that because there's a lot of companies that's dropping him
yeah,
for the domestic abuse.
and they should,
Mhm.
and they should. And I would,
Macy's dropped him too.
I've been in full on debate with some of these people in our comments.
Mm-hmm.
And please keep the comments coming because I'm gonna
Yep.
respond, and it's gonna be a response from Mr. Define. So look, I'm telling you, if Mr. Define comments versus We Are Black Press, that's literally coming from me.
Yeah.
But it's funny because Diddy was 37 years old
Mm-hmm. That's quite young.
and Cassie was 19
yeah, she was really young.
when they started dating.
Mm-hmm.
And people were like, oh, she made her choices. Can we go back to, I mean, especially for men, we're logical, right? If we're
Mhm.
logical, then we know that there's a big difference from a 37-year-old's mindset from a
Mhm.
19-year-old's mindset. There's
Yeah.
also the actual scientific fact
Mhm.
that your brain doesn't actually fully develop until the age of 25. So
Mhm.
the choices, I mean, I use it to my advantage because I'm like, yes, that means all the stupid stuff I did when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, I can say, well, my brain wasn't fully developed, so you
Mhm.
can't blame me. I play that, bro. I mean, I use that to my advantage because I did a lot of stupid stuff.
Yeah.
But when we know that that's a scientific fact, then
Mhm.
we as men, and I say men because men are like trying to say, oh, well, Cassie made her choices. Well, guess what, bro? If Cassie made her choices, bottom line, and let me tell you to all the men, if we want to use facts, then let's make sure that we understand that the facts of a brain's full development is at 25. So we are still not making decisions with a fully developed mind when we're 18, 19, 20, 21. If we're going to use facts, use facts. That's the fact. Brain is not fully developed for 25. So yes, choices are made, but choices are also made without knowing or being able to process fully
Mhm.
the idea of what the whole situation is.
Yeah. And
That's
then
why I use a
also-
little bit of empathy
Yeah.
or sympathy for the younger adult.
Mhm. 'Cause he also had her under the influence, so
Yeah.
yeah. Even if she had like a strong-willed mind, if you doing substance, then
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna only
Yeah. So, I mean, but when it comes to all those people, we already know that there are actual, if there can be gangs and drugs and all of these systems that we create
Mhm.
in the black community when it comes to harming the community and profiting for ourselves, the same thing can happen in the music industry. And I'm not saying that Diddy did do the things that would
Just a
process
legend.
to them people being unalived, but at the same time, it's not. It can happen.
Yeah.
And Diddy's a smart dude, so
Mhm.
we'll see.
Then you gotta add
And he grew
Big
up in the
and
industry. Like
Tupac.
Diddy's start in the industry, he was an intern,
Mhm.
a record label intern. So
No doubt he knows a lot of stuff.
yeah,
And there's always some stuff that's kept quiet, so
Yeah.
we won't know everything.
so that's a good conversation. Go ahead and talk about that, and
Mhm.
hit some comments. Let us know what you think. What do you think? You think Diddy's doing the whole? You think the conspiracy is real, and that Diddy really orchestrated all these coincidental loss of lives in order to be on the top, or is it just coincidence?
He's like a black mafia.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. I'm saying like
you can't say too much and be like, oh, Diddy, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Without feeling threatened.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I've even seen some YouTube channels where they coincidentally that was nice. They coincidentally get less views when they talk about Diddy.
Yeah. As I say,
I don't know.
Can't say too much about it.
It's been helping us out though. I mean, the last 2 weeks, when I put Diddy on the thumbnail, we've been getting views.
He's the man.
Maybe it's him, or maybe we're getting better. Yeah. I noticed that people started watching more when we got some real good mics though. But I ain't gonna shout out their name till they pay us. So yeah. What do you think? What do you think is going on? The whole music industry, it seems like they kind of, if it doesn't exist, Diddy kind of created his own, what's it called?
Like a society.
Yeah, what's that society?
Secret society.
Yes, but what's the name of that one that they always talking about? Illuminati.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it. I mean,
oh yeah, put that bad juju on. It seemed like he might have created his own Illuminati. I'm just saying.
It might.
All right, next up on the docket to talk about at the dinner table. What's going on with Angel Reese? If you don't know that person, that's a all-star basketball player, college that they just won the championship for LSU last season. She's been playing again. Sponsorships, like getting big. She was on Breakfast Club. Her friend is a rapper. I don't know her name. I'm sorry.
Flage.
Huh?
She's a basketball player too.
Yeah, the other one, yeah. But she hasn't been playing in the last couple of games, and there's this whole big beef thing that's been going on, and so let's talk about it. And shout out to Pink Butt Lessons because she kind of gave a good wrap up, and so we're gonna let her talk about it and brief you on what's going on.
With the LSU Women's Basketball Championship team, you have folks on social media speculating that there's an issue with Angel Reese and the head coach. Those rumors intensified after she was benched the second half of their win against Kent State. Then 3 days later, Angel was completely absent when LSU took on Southeastern Louisiana. They won that game too, without Angel Reese in attendance. Then Angel's mom and her teammate Flage's mom, they got the windmilling on social media. That's when former players of their championship team came out dropping subliminals, further sparking rumors that Angel and Flage fell out. And also letting us know there was a fallout between all of them. Some people are saying it's jealousy. Others say people are getting too big for their own britches. On top of that, Angel Reese just missed her second game, and people are really trying to figure out what's going on. I don't know. We're going to get into it, though.
So, with that, so originally they were talking about the fact that, or not the fact, but a inference or rumor that Angel Reese had low grades, and that's why she was pulled from the game. Or not pulled from the game, but pulled from playing. And it continued to think about that. And we almost started talking about that. We almost started talking about saying that she had low grades, she had a 2.0, and that's why she was getting pulled off the game or from not playing. But someone else had something to say that brought up a valid point.
Yeah.
If it's a 2.0, then we were going to be saying, you can't think that the game is the only thing that's important. Your grades is the real reason why you're in college, but Because if not, then you could have went to you could have did a LeBron James and Kobe Bryant and just went straight from high school to the game. But there's another perspective of what happened, and let's talk about. Well, I'll let you see what she says, and then we'll talk about it.
Tells me that's not a GPA issue. This GPA rumor started because Flau'jae and Angel Reese's mom got into it on the internet a little bit, and Flau'jae's mom made a statement about your daughter has a GPA of 2.0 or less. So when Flau'jae's mom made that statement, we haven't seen Angel Reese since. So people put 2 and 2 together and automatically assumed, hey, it's a GPA issue. But I think people are forgetting she was pulled in the middle of the game. That is how this GPA rumor got started. This isn't a GPA issue. This isn't a family emergency issue. I've also seen some people say, oh, that girl is just pregnant and they're trying to figure out a way to hide it. This isn't a medical issue. That's not it. This is I'm trying to establish control and dominance over this locker room, not you. This is a Kim Mulkey putting her foot down and trying to say, this is my team and not yours. This is Kim Mulkey saying,
yep. Coach, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
But what the coach says, and we're going to play what the coach says, and then we'll talk.
Like up to this point.
Angel, were you at the press conference the other day?
Yeah.
Angel, I'm going to give you the same answer I gave you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, all right. I got you. Is she going to...
I'm not...
Have you decided if she's going to the Cayman Islands yet?
If I have, I wouldn't tell you.
Okay.
You're not entitled to that information. Okay? So I'll say it again. Angel was not in uniform tonight. Angel is a part of this basketball team, and Angel will be back sooner than later.
So is she practicing?
I've given you my answer, Glenn. You always have to deal with locker room issues. That's just part of coaching. In 40 years, I can never think of a time where I didn't have to deal with issues. That's what coaches do. Sometimes y'all know about them and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you want to know more than you're entitled to know. I'm going to protect my players, always. They are more important. It's like a family, Scott. Let me ask you this. If you do some disciplining of your own children, do you think we're entitled to know that? That's a family in that locker room.
I agree. Yeah. Honestly.
And with
At least she shows dominance and control over her team. So while I was talking about LeBron and Kobe going straight into professional NBA basketball instead of college, that's what you deal with when you go into college. You don't run the team, the coach does. Yeah.
And it's not like professional, because professionally, even if you beefing with the coach knows that they gonna put you on the court because it's about the W. But I can understand how the coach feels, because some people think that the coach is like being overbearing on her. I don't know what's going on. Obviously, there's drama in the locker room.
Yeah.
There's some drama amongst the team, but when the coach is in charge, I can relate to that, because that's how I am. That's how I was as a platoon leader. Not a platoon leader. Well, I was a platoon leader, but also as a platoon sergeant and a chief. Like when I have a certain specific way that I want things to be done, or how I want things to run, if you're moving outside of those boundaries, it doesn't matter that you're a star player. Like, so I had this one. I was running a qualification range at the gun range, and I had a star player who was really good in weapons and being able to shoot and coach and all that stuff. This dude, and I don't use profanity that very often, but this guy I had people shooting over here and people zeroing over here, and he moved up from on the gun line
Mhm.
to look at a target while I had people over here shooting.
Mhm.
And I'm up in the tower and I'm yelling through the microphone and they don't hear me. So I go to the side and I open up the window and I'm literally like, get that mother off my range. Get him off my range.
Mhm.
Because you're doing something that can put your life in danger and you're doing something that is out of congruency with what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
And then I brought him over and I said, hey, yes, you're high speed. You're good at a lot of things, but don't let how good you are change how you act.
Yeah.
Because when you start doing that, then I have to take action.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the words that I
like
used.
saying,
And what?
Don't let your head get too big.
Yeah, don't let your heads get too big because you can get disciplined just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Roger, Chief, I understand." And I said it differently, and I wish I could remember how I said it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was something to the effect of, "Don't let you." I said, "Don't let your high speed get you in trouble."
Yeah.
So don't let how great you are come to the point where your greatness starts to go outside of what is supposed to be done or the way things are supposed to be done. And we can do that. I mean, and it's different. Like I said, with Angel Reese, it's different if you're in professional basketball because they trying to get the W. You can have some words with the coach, but in college, no, this is my team. I run things my way for my purpose, and you will play your role or you can sit down. And we have a problem with that a lot, especially black people. And yeah, just black people. Because it's not just black men or black women. I've had words with a lot of black soldiers that were very junior to me. And they thought they had they were able to speak their mind. No, you're not able to speak your mind. And I had a soldier. I had a group of soldiers doing PT, right? Doing physical training. And a soldier said, you should get down here and do the exercise with us. All right. I'm not going to cuss you out right here. I'm not going to cuss you out in front of, like, at the company area because they run that piece. I waited till they got to the classroom. I put them all, I put everybody at attention. United Parade Rest, you going to stay at attention and I'm going to tell you what I think. And I told them, for one, I said, I put more miles on my boots than you probably will ever in your career. And then I said, this is the important part. You, as an American citizen, you have a right to your opinion. As a soldier, you have to earn your right to speak your opinion. When I was a private, I stayed in my place. I worked up. I worked my way to the top so that there were less people that can tell me what to do. You don't get to speak your opinion when you're in a subordinate role. You are the junior. You accept orders and you follow. But we will think that we have, because my opinion is important to me, then I have a right to express it. Not when you're in a subordinate role where there is actually someone established to be a leader over you.
Yeah, it's a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
So everybody let their emotions get in the way.
Yep. And I've had to, I've had to write some words that would cause soldiers to lose their rank, their money, their time. But I give you an option.
Just
You
stay in
choose
your
to
lane.
be. Yeah, exactly.
Stay in your place.
Stay in your lane. You're the player. Play your role. You, as a player, listens to the coach, and the coach.
It's hard for them because they have this bigger than life personality now because they're so good, because they're so talented. They feel like everybody should grovel at their feet.
Yeah.
But it's not really like that when you're on a team, because it takes a team in order to be successful. You can't carry the whole entire team on your back.
And then even after she got benched, they were still winning.
Yeah.
So you're not the end all be all.
Mm-hmm.
You play a very important role,
Yeah.
but you're not the only successful player on the court.
You can always be replaced.
Always be replaced.
Always.
That's
There's
why
always somebody that's like
exactly
better or somebody that can equate to you, but
and the wheel
can always
keeps
be
rolling.
replaced. Mm-hmm.
The wheel keeps rolling, just like that was the Duke coach that won so much, and he finally retired. But there's only 4 years or 5 years if you have a redshirt player that player is on the court before they graduate and they move on. But when you're successful for multiple years, LSU has been a top tier team.
Yeah.
So when you're successful for multiple years after players have come on the court and left the court, you as a coach are the deciding factor. It's not always the player. It's not the player.
Yeah.
It's the way you coach them. So, hey, know your role.
And stay in your place.
Nope. As
music.
the great, what is his name? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson says, know your role and shut your mouth. Because if you smell what the coach is cooking.
He said know your role?
And shut your
I
mouth.
thought it was slow your roll.
Nope.
Oh.
Was it slow your roll? It might have been. But I'm switching it up. Know your role. Know your role and shut your mouth. Angel Reese. Because if you smell what the coach is cooking, you'll be on the bench. What's next up? Next up, I'm the one that brought this one together. So let me tell you what's next up. Next up, we got is, okay, this is another hot point. And it's not going to be funny.
It's serious?
It's serious. This is a serious situation. So, we as Black people are always being torn down or treated as we are lesser than in America. I mean, even after we came out of slavery, the Asian, well, they had a thing in World War II, but the Asians, not so much the Hispanics, they're in the same role as us, but anybody that was of lighter complexion has received more benefits and more respect in America than the Black and brown people. And brown people, including Indian or Native Americans. My bad. I'm sorry. I mean to say Indian. But Native Americans. So there's something been going on in Mississippi that has been very troubling and has shown another light on the fact that America is very lacking in how they treat us as Black people.
Over how officials in Jackson, Mississippi are handling the death of Dexter Wade. 6 months ago, Wade was struck and killed by an off-duty police officer and later buried without his family's knowledge. When his mother went to exhume her son's body so she could give him a proper funeral, she found out he had already been moved. NBC News correspondent Maura Barrett has the latest.
A mother's anguish turning to anger. Betterson Wade thought she'd finally get some peace of mind, working with Hinds County, Mississippi officials to exhume the remains of her son, Dexter, who was killed and buried without her knowing. But Public Works officials went ahead with the plan hours before she arrived.
I didn't get to see him come from the ground. Okay, cover up. I mean, y'all keep telling me y'all didn't do it unintentionally. This is not an intention to me. But how? This is y'all child. What would y'all think?
Her son's remains had already been dug up and put into a body bag. Wade says the county made her feel like she doesn't exist and that it didn't matter she's a mother looking to honor her son. The Public Works Department did not return a request for comment.
She had to fight for transparency just to get to this point. And even though it's emotional, she ain't no ways tied. For us, it's almost a funeral in reverse.
Wade had filed a missing persons report in March, only to find out 6 months later her son had been struck and killed by an off-duty Jackson police officer while crossing a highway. He was then buried in an unmarked grave behind the county jail.
Only thing I could say, Dexter, I tried to find you, and I couldn't. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry you are here.
Jackson police have not responded to NBC's questions about the case, but according to the coroner's office, an investigator did identify Dexter and shared contact information for his mother with the police. But Betterson says she never got a call.
At no point have we identified or did any investigation reveal that there was any police misconduct in this process and that there was any malicious intent.
The premature exhumation, another insult for a grieving mother. And as her attorneys see it, a situation that now makes it impossible to know the condition in which Dexter's remains were buried.
And it begs the question about all those other unknown bodies in that graveyard. How many of those families that think their loved ones are missing? We're going to get to the truth. Not just for your son, but for other children.
Our thanks to Maura Barrett for that report. Jackson's mayor has expressed regret over how this is being handled, but insists there is not any malicious intent. Dexter Wade's funeral is scheduled for next week.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's crazy how we could, in this day and time, with all of the technology and knowledge that we have, still have a point where months and months go by without a mother even knowing where her child is, only to find out that the police have ended her child's life and buried him, and she still don't even know where he is.
Yeah, so they're basically trying to like cover up what they did.
And
just because they're the police, they feel like they can get away with anything.
It's insane. Like, and I really am glad that this stuff is being uncovered, because the only way to change anything is to expose it. And this has to be exposed, because it's insane. But and then to go even further is this, which came out that Dexter Wade, when they did the autopsy, it says an independent autopsy is shedding new light on the death and burial of Dexter Wade. City court officials have claimed Wade died without identification on him, making it tricky to track his family members. But then they found out that he had his wallet on him.
So it was in police custody?
No, he got hit by a car.
But I'm saying, like, they took his personal property off of him and put it in like maybe like an evidence box or something like that. And then it's like, oh, they just buried him without contacting his family.
But I think they buried him with his clothes. It's like they found his wallet. They had his wallet, so they knew who he was. They buried him with just a number. What? How do you know who the man is? Because he has his wallet with him.
Because it's more. It's probably
identification.
It's most likely more. They've done this before.
It's
more than one person.
Yeah, there were multiple.
Yeah,
and then the story went further to say that a sister found out that. So when this case came out, somebody sent it to another recently deceased person's sister. And when she went to find out, or when she looked into it, come to find out, her brother was buried, had been gone for 8 months,
Mhm.
and nobody knew where he was, and he was buried there too. They literally have a
Like a plot.
cemetery
Mhm.
for
Or multiple plots.
multiple plots
Mhm.
where people who they deem have been unidentifiable,
Mhm.
where they buried them.
That's awful.
This junk is like, America is great in concept, but America is super flawed in truth.
Yeah.
The way things truly run is leaving America very lacking for a lot of improvement. That's why we have to continue to expose it, continue to file these lawsuits in order to make things change. Because if there's no actual repercussions, nothing will change.
Mhm.
So
And we also need to like start educating people in order to like penetrate the system.
Yeah.
So that we're in those seats that make the
yes, like
decisions.
Fannie Mae Willis,
Because that's the only way that change
like
will be
Ben
brought
Crump.
about.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ben Crump, he be on everything.
Yeah.
He was down
He be
here
everywhere.
on that case with
Ahmaud Arbery?
Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Yep.
is definitely people that's like pushing forth like us
Yeah.
to try to make changes in this world, because if we don't do it, it's just gonna keep running as
Exactly.
the same.
Yeah. And that's why that's literally for us. That's why we have that's why we started this channel. Is
Mhm.
because there's things that need to be talked about.
Yeah.
And if nobody talks about them, they maintain their course of destruction for our community. So things need to be talked about.
Yeah. And people could say like, oh, it doesn't affect me, but it does.
It does.
It
doesn't affect you until it affects you.
Yeah. Because this is major. Like, this can be going on not only there, but other places in the world.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, like, even in
Oh, for
Florida,
sure it is.
you can't even travel through certain parts because they have like sundown towns.
Yeah.
Where you can't travel through certain parts or
Mhm.
your life is in danger.
Yeah.
So
That's why I'm always riding with my heat. I'm telling you.
But I'm
I
telling you,
keep
but
the
you can
sword.
ride with it, but you drive through and then it's multiple people. What
I
you gonna
understand
do?
that, but at least 13, because 13 rounds, at least 13 people gonna lose their life before they get to me. And if whoever chooses to lose their life is on them. Them 13, I might get got, but 13 people getting got with me. Because I'm going to make sure
You gotta be a quick
every
shooter with
round
that.
hits. Huh?
You gotta be a quick shooter
Yeah.
because it has to be automatic.
No, semi-automatic work. Semi-automatic work.
Okay.
Yeah. So, that's another hot topic for the conversation at the dinner table.
Yeah.
That might be a somber one, but we have to communicate at the dinner table that we have to keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
We have to keep holding these communities, these legislatures, these departments accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we don't, then ain't nothing gonna change.
Yep.
All right. To not a lighter note, actually a more depressing note is how we are affecting ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We are so a young 20 something year old, early 20 something year old female ballet teacher, ballet instructor came out with a video at the beginning of this week, and she was talking about how the children are in her classroom, mostly girls, because most of the girls do ballet.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta figure out how to spell it for this title, because I think it's Ballet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I'm not dumb. But she wanted to let the world know about the youth in her classroom, and I'm gonna let her say it.
You're a parent and your child is in pre-K to elementary school to high school, I'm calling you out. The children today, I have never experienced, and I'm 22. Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life. I teach 5-year-olds ballet. 5-year-old girls ballet. I have a class of 10 students. They don't respect any authority. You ask them, can you stand in your designated spot? They're telling you no and shut up. They're throwing things at each other. They're throwing things at other people, other classmates. You say, can everybody sit in their spot? I don't want to. I'm not doing that. You don't get to tell me what to do. You're not my mom. You confront the parent. The parent tries to argue with you and fuss at you because you tried to reprimand and redirect their kid. I told a young little girl, please sit in your spot. You're not my mom. You don't tell me what to do. Okay. When her mom came to pick her up, I said, hey, your daughter's having a hard time following instructions. And 7 times today, I've had to redirect her to just sit in her spot. Well, clearly she didn't want to sit. And mind you, this is a mom. Clearly she didn't want to sit right there. So, I mean, if she's telling you she don't want to do something, why keep asking her to do it? You know she's not going to do it. What world do we live in? Like, what in you guys' brain as a parent says, my kid not following any directions is a great thing. It's not that serious, and y'all don't have a right to tell her what to do. It's sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And another thing that's heart-wrenching is horrifying. It is horrifying. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking to listen to Pound Town and Sexyy. Your daughters, your 5-year-old daughters are asking, can we hear Pound Town? I'm playing them Princess Tiana ballet music. And they are asking me, can we hear Pound? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I'm so scared for these little girls today because this is the most insane agenda push I have ever seen in my life. We do freeze dance. You guys' daughters are twerking at 5. Where's the parenting? Where's the boundaries? Where's the help? Y'all are not helping your kids. You're hurting them. You guys are hurting them. I come every day dressed, ready to go, and I'm in school too. I'm in college. I mean, I put bows in my hair. I'm wearing leotards. I'm trying to get them interested in like proper things for their age, and you guys are exposing your kids to this raunchy secular music. Why is you guys' 5-year-old daughters singing Pound Town? And it's just really, 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 it's upsetting.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's so sad.
And we talked about that song.
Yeah. It's horrible. I mean, that song, that's like discussing explicitives of what's going on in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Like certain stuff don't need to be talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're going to sing dirty and that act, the bottom of her feet is dirty. She's nasty. Like gutter nasty.
Wait, what'd you say?
The bottom of her feet is
the
dirty.
bottom of her. I thought you started switching to Jamaican.
Oh no. No. But what I mean is we can't have these women going out and saying that this isn't a reputation of what we are when it's not. Like, I don't go out topless and having my skirt all the way drawn up or walking around pregnant, barefoot. Just nobody's really doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what the media shows, and that's what these young people are growing up to like.
I disagree. I wouldn't say that nobody's doing it.
I'm at town look around.
Ooh. Yeah.
Can I my red light? No.
Go ahead.
He is trying to see me, and trying to see me, and trying to say what's up.
Go.
Downtown, going downtown. It's
Ooh, ooh. All right. To say, girl. Ooh. 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 That's how you know. Bye.
Oh, see me your favorite song.
Ooh.
I say you look good out, no makeup, no lashes, even your wake up.
Oh, for me. Oh. 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 Ooh, ooh.
It's people doing it, but I'm saying like,
Yeah, there's a lot of people doing it
and that's because of what's portrayed in the media.
because we keep portraying it. We're not look. They're weird. We don't have white people
Mm-hmm.
other than Miley Cyrus. We don't have white people out here singing Pound Town
Mm-hmm.
and creating music like Pound Town and all this other music in order to distribute it to our children. I don't care. Stop saying the system is doing anything to us because the system is not making the songs.
It's
The
it's a
system.
system raising people.
No,
Because half of these people
we
that
are raising
no,
people.
half of these people that have children, they're not even old enough or well in their mind enough to be raising them. So they're growing up with their children.
Yeah, because they're having the children too young.
Yeah.
But we're not. We as black people are making the music and the influence that is affecting our children. So we cannot say that the system is doing anything because the system, a system is in place to accomplish a mission.
Mm-hmm.
It is this, place this here, and that affects this, and place that, and that affects this, and that affects this, which therefore affects the youth.
And I can agree because whatever is put in place is what we're going to go by. Like
Yeah.
black people are building their culture around social media and like what's popular, what's in. That's now part of their household instead of having a household that's raised on morals, values, respect, ethics. We don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
Everybody's going by what's the newest and the latest and the
Yeah.
greatest.
Yeah. And again, I would say that the system doesn't work
Mm-hmm.
without if a clock won't run if you take one cog out.
Mm-hmm.
The cog in that clock is black artists.
Mm-hmm.
The artists are the ones creating it. If the artists stop creating the music that is detrimental to our youth, that is what allows us to put more into our youth, but that is actually good for them.
That's what I'm saying. One can argue the point that it's not the music or the people they're not making this music for children. It's the people that are listening to the music while having their children around. So that's why I was saying black people build their culture around what's in and what's popping.
Right. I got it. But here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you understand that
if it's not available, then it won't be
right. Yeah, but if I understand that the music I create has no restrictions on whether or not it reaches the ears of children.
Mm-hmm. But they have stuff like that in place.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Where?
They have edited versions. They have
it's
not what the thing, the little icon that they put, like parental advisory. They have parental advisories put in place so that parents know not to play this around children.
Right. But the fact that it does means I'm not going to make it. The problem is we care more about our own success than we care about our own community. Because if I know that this input, whatever drug that you want to say, if I know that this nicotine, crack, coke, whatever it is likely to affect the youth, and I still put it out, then I know that my actions have negatively affected the youth.
It's a derivative effect.
Yeah.
However, it's not just like I said, it's not a direct relation.
It's not, but
It's
we
still
know it.
like a buffering.
Yes, but there's a knowledge, and I'm gonna tell you how I know. This is how you know that these artists make the music that is going to hit in the community, and they do that so that they can be successful, right? So I'm successful, therefore I don't care about what happens to the community. Here is the response that Sexy Red had. She says, I'm gonna make some Kids Bop songs for y'all. For real.
Please don't. Please reserve that to yourself. Nobody wants that. Just no. We don't need nothing. We don't need nothing. No other contribution from her.
But
she's gonna make ratchet.
She's not gonna do that.
She's gonna make ratchet baby music for when her baby.
No, that's not what she was saying. Sexy Red said, when she said I'm gonna make some Kids Bop music for y'all, she was saying, she was using that as what's that word? Bro, I'm telling you, it's hard to say everything you want to say when the camera's pointing right at you. But that was not metaphor. I forgot the word. But she was saying that to say, she was saying that jokingly to say, oh, I'm going to give y'all what y'all want. Y'all want some Kids Bop music. No. She was saying that to say that you guys think I'm making too harsh or too explicit music, so maybe I should make something that is good for the kid. But she's not really serious about it.
Like Kids Bop, it's the same version.
She was using, I guess, maybe parody.
Kids Bop is the same version. It's just same song music. It's just
they changed
taking out the curses.
Yeah,
it's kid rated.
They take the hip hop. They turn the hip hop music into kids hip hop.
Yeah,
but that's how she feels. It's like, so how she feels is, bottom line, I don't care. And then do you as a parent care if the music that you play affects your children? If you keep playing it. If you keep playing the music knowing the effects of it, do you really care about your children? What do you think? You think they care?
I think people are going to do what is in the best interest of themselves. So if they listen to this music and it makes them feel good, that's what they're going to listen to. Whenever they get happy or they want to celebrate something, guess what's going to play?
Yeah.
Guess what's playing at
That's the thing about music, yeah.
Yeah, guess what's playing at Thanksgiving dinner? Yep.
Music
guess what's playing at the cookout.
Music makes you feel a certain way. And there is a time and a place for everything. For everything there is a time. As it says in Ecclesiastes. But the time is what's the problem. People don't care about what time it is. It's about the time that I want it to feel. I want to feel a certain way. Regardless of who's around with my children or anybody.
Yeah.
So this is the effect that it's having though. Another topic at the dinner table. What do you think? Is this insane? Like, are we going too far? And honestly, I feel like we're going too far. We are pushing our community to the edge of mental extinction. We're going to the point. We're pushing our children to the point where we are no longer analytical thinkers, but only animalistic thinkers of what we want, and therefore making us almost non-human. This is what's going on. So Casanat, he has this he streams like everything that's going on pretty much. Yeah, you heard of Casanat, right?
Yeah.
So he's got this kid on here, and I will try to find his name, but he's talking to this kid, and this is what's getting views. This is what people like to see. He was asking her what
RT.
what girl he liked.
RT. What?
I want Sexyy Red. Oh.
You want Sexyy Red?
No, you want me to tell you already?
Who? I already know who you about to say, bro. I already know. You want me to say it? Ice Spice.
Yeah! She's sitting in this chair right here, my boy.
Okay, hold on, my boy.
Big one.
No, wait. Hold on. You gotta find somebody who's 9. Somebody who's 9 years old.
Find somebody who's 9. Like,
y'all can do a little picnic, go to school together.
What?
You feel me? Can you stop stroking the air?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, this is a grown ass. You have a girlfriend or not?
insanity. The insanity. Like, this kid is 9 years old. 9 years old.
And can you imagine, like, these kids going to your kid's school in the classroom?
Yeah.
They got to go to the bathrooms together. They share a lot of time at school than they do at home.
That's
right?
why this shirt is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the music can infect one child,
mm-hmm.
and that child goes to school and they talk and act a certain way, they are affecting another child like it's the flu.
Let me tell you, them 9-year-olds, they are like the teenagers now. They're all on the school bus watching, and if you give your child like electronic, we've heard of kids on a school bus watching adult films.
We had that effect in our own household.
Yep, they know how to access it. Not our children, but children that were around them.
And we've heard that they were seeing that stuff on the bus.
The crazy thing is that they're able to come back and communicate with that with us, but know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like adult things of adult nature.
Yeah.
And then you go and bring it up to the school, and what does the school do? They handle it the best way that they can, but they're still gonna do what they're gonna do. Kids still have phones. They have access to all these websites.
Yeah,
nothing
the school
is blocked.
Can't have control over anything because every child has an electronic device now, and they have access to everything that we have. If your child is not logged into YouTube with a specific login,
mm-hmm.
and they only log in as a guest, they can see everything.
Everything. Yep. There's nothing off bars.
No.
Yep.
It's
and
insane.
some of them smart enough to know how to get around it. Because
yeah.
all you have to do is use a different browser.
Yeah.
And boom, you in.
Boom. So that should give us enough to talk about on this Thanksgiving holiday.
Sure.
At the table. Please remember, talk about it, because only way we change anything is if we talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said,
please remember to like, comment, share, and
subscribe. I'm your boy, Mr. Define.
And I'm your girl, Trish.
And we are Black Press.
Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.